Hello everyone, and welcome to another Roll for Distraction Developer Showcase, our spin-off series where we play one-shots of TTRPGs brought to us by their designers. My name is Alex Vigna, producer here on the channel, and I am joined today by my friends Kamala and Mitchell, who you can find links to in the description. Real quick, before I turn it over to our guest, if it's your first time here, be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch our other actual plays right here on this same channel. We've played lots of different systems, so there's something for everyone, and drop a like and a comment to help out the channel. And now, I'd like to welcome today's guest, Joseph Jones-Vermillion, to run a one-shot of his game, The Wine Dark Sea. Joe, I'll turn it over to you now. Introduce yourself to the people, tell us a little bit about the game we're playing today, and get us rolling.
Okay, thank you. I wrote a game called The Wine Dark Sea. It's a sci-fi horror RPG that is kind of inspired by the Odyssey. Basically, you play as characters that have found their way into a kind of pocket hell dimension in the future, and you are trying to get back home. Weird stuff happens.
Yeah, so speaking of quick, obligatory content warning for the audience, it's a horror game. There's going to be some scary stuff, some, dead bodies and blood and that sort of thing, but nothing too crazy. It's just descriptions. We're not going to put up images or anything that are going to scare you. I will say, beautiful looking book you've got going on here. Speaking of imagery, I'll throw some stuff up here. You want to shout out your artist?
Yeah. Oh my God, yes. So I'm super lucky to work with Zach Reneker. He's go by Grimwick on Instagram or Blue Sky. And then graphic designer Gareth Moore, Moonblade Creations on Blue Sky, and then my editors Toby Minton and Katie Brazos. The artist, they were doing Inktober in a certain style, and I was like, oh my God, that vibe is so good. And so they've also Zach's also run some playtests for me, and actually wrote some of the adventures in the back of the book. There are 5 planned, but two were made for this iteration. Yeah.
Great. Why don't you get us started with like a little bit of background narration, a little bit of pitch, and then when you feel it's appropriate, we'll introduce our characters.
Okay. So one thing I like to do is I build a spaceship workshop where we build a spaceship, and kind of come up with like jobs for each of your characters and stuff like that. The normal universe, and it looks like 2 of your characters are the Alliance culture. So do we want to go with like an Alliance ship?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Are we hauling passengers? Are we a research vessel? Are we a science vessel?
It's a very good question, now isn't it?
One of the playtests, they were playing a freight hauler that had some dubious passengers that would book passage. That just to give you ideas, like kind of like a sand crawler in space, so to speak. Yeah.
I do like the idea of going more for like a research vessel where it's not too many additional NPCs just for the sake of a one shot, but
that's completely fair. Yeah, there's a bunch of weird stuff in space.
Yeah.
Okay, so a research vessel. Alliance ship. What are your jobs? What would you like to do?
Yeah, I guess this will be where we kind of introduce our characters.
Oh yeah,
as well,
sorry. Yep.
No, you're good. But that makes sense to talk about this, where we talk about what our jobs are on the ship. One of you two go first. I've yapped enough.
Well, I would just say that my character, Orpha Garnax, I think she would probably be in engineering or science, because she's a braided. And she's very intelligent, so I put more in mind than in body. And the braided, for the listeners at home, are essentially when an organic being and an embodied AI are kind of linked. So kind of like they have a robot, they share a mind is how I kind of interpreted that. She's also I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, so I'm pretty sure you just took arachnid, but you're just taking the first part, so it's probably
It's like arachne. It's like kind of like the Greek, because I was kind of making a nod towards the Odyssey
arachne,
and stuff.
Right? Yeah.
Arachne, yeah. Like Mycenae and Coronis. God, I'm probably mispronouncing that, but yeah.
It's all Greek to me. Hey.
Nice. Well played.
I am playing Wolfgang Odesse. I am a scion of the Merchant Baronies. Though I would say in this case, definitely not a more traditional scion. So I would say I would be the captain of this little venture. I am a human. If you don't know what a human is, you should take a look in the mirror.
I guess that leaves me. Where are we? So I am playing as a Coronis, which is like a bird guy, kind of like a big space version of like a Kenku or something. His name is Neron. He works for the Alliance as well, and his class is the Changed, or background, I should say, which means that I have space magic. And so I like to think that his job on the ship is that he's kind of like a navigator, kind of in like a Dune sort of way, where like, because I have like witchcraft adjacent abilities, I can kind of like see the hyperspace routes or whatever. So yeah, navigator,
nice. Ortho, do you mind if I give you a engineer like helper NPC? Like, do you mind if I
No, that works just fine for me.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna Jessa, who's a engineer. She has short gray hair, sharp wit, close to retirement. And so you also have a little bit of a crew, because just metagame, I guess, is just so that there are some NPCs for bad things to happen to, basically.
Right.
So we
need bodies to kill.
There needs.
We need some red shirts.
Yeah, there needs to be.
Oh shit!
shirts.
Wait.
Yeah.
Looks down at the red shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh no!
Oh dear. Yeah. I guess I'll set the scene, and then we'll play the game.
Play a game.
So you are all on a relatively routine mission back to a starbase to refuel and retrofit supplies. I'm thinking the tech level of this ship and the Alliance is somewhere between Star Trek and the culture, like wherever we need it to work. You guys are going to a routine, just a routine refill and retrofit. You make the jump into lights or warp. Navigator, if you wanted to navigate, that's fine. Do you want to do, I don't know if you want to do your preparations to move into the warp and stuff like that, or
sure,
superluminal?
I picture it as just kind of like he sits in the bridge or whatever it is, and just has like a spot where he like sits crisscross and has his hands on like two levers, and just kind of like meditates and lets his hands drift.
Okay.
And we get there.
Nice. All right. So you open up a rent in space and ship goes in. As you're traveling, things seem nice. You feel a almost like turbulence, like a judder, which shouldn't happen while you're traveling in the superluminal. It's weird. Like as you're kind of navigating, you hear the voice of a friend who's long dead. What are they saying at that moment? I'll get to the other two characters in a minute, but I just kind of wanted to.
Yeah, I think it would probably be a friend who, like a childhood friend, before we went off to like bird alien college, like warning me not to go join the Alliance, not because there's anything wrong with the Alliance necessarily, but just because space travel is dangerous and ships get lost and that sort of thing.
Okay. Ortho, you're looking at yourself and you're working on a piece of machinery. You see a reflection of yourself. What does that reflection do that you aren't doing? This is all kind of happening simultaneously. I'm just asking you these questions.
Orpho has had their latest clone body sort of biomodded to appear less spider-like, a little bit more neutral, to try to fit in more with some member races of the Alliance that might find a spider person a bit off-putting. So the big thing about that reflection that is surprising to her is just that it is her original face. And not only is it her original face, but it's her original face, and I'm going to say Jess might also be in that reflection as well, but it's almost as if Orpho is about to eat Jessa in that reflection. So the original spider-like face and attempting to eat the human friend of hers.
Okay. And Wolfgang, I'm picturing you're in your bunk listening to music. The music tempo starts to kind of warble a bit, and one lyric is repeated in a shrill voice, what is the lyric being repeated?
That's a tough one. For feeling, it would definitely be catching on we're gonna say this would be some sort of homeworld blues in this, so it would catch on it'd catch on lie.
Okay.
The word lie repeatedly.
Spooky.
As you guys have kind of these simultaneous experience, they kind of start and stop as suddenly as they can, and your ship, like, you feel like, because you're the navigator, you feel this kind of like sudden changeover into almost like real space, but it doesn't feel the same.
Like I'm drifting on the highway and I'm hitting a rumble strip in space.
Yeah, like you're hitting like I forget what those truck off ramps are called, where like where they're all just gravel. You're not in.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I think I kind of like jolt awake from the meditation as like I feel the two handles like start to slip away from my grip.
Yeah.
Because normally I just stay sort of very limp and relaxed and let the magic guide me. But I just wake up with a start, and I just like pull the handles back into like full brake and just shout brace to the rest of the crew in the room.
Wolfgang and Ortho, I guess Ortho, you're kind of like in a section of the ship working, but I guess you would announce that right over the loudspeakers, right? Like,
Yeah, if I have the ability, yeah.
Okay, so like, what do you all do?
So what Ortho is going to do is, as the ship lurches, I think it might be more interesting if she falters a little bit and lands on, grabbing onto her braided AI skeets.
Okay.
Since that has anti-grav and sort of floats nearby her, so she's kind of like holding onto that to stay upright.
Well, in that case, I would say Wolfgang, who's had at least some experience in weird ship bullshit, would lurch up from his bunk, rush over to, I'm going to say I'm assuming I have some way to contact the rest of the crew, or like make an announcement, slam on like an emergency speaker that just blares to the rest of the ship, and he's just going to immediately announce, brace for impact.
And as you do that, there is a larger impact that you feel towards the back of the ship. I don't know enough naval terminology to say something clever like the stern or the aft.
I think the aft.
Yeah.
The aft is what you want. Yeah.
The aft of the ship, you feel this kind of like large impact, and alarms start going off.
Well, I guess it's time for some orders to be made.
Yeah, that's all you, Cap.
I know it's all me. So the moment we have that impact, he's definitely going to be starting to shout some orders to folks over the intercom.
Okay.
Security teams, go ensure that there is no dead. Engineering report with me to the impact site. Navigator, check in.
Say, I'm here, but controls aren't responding. I'll try to get a hang of it, but something's not right.
Would this be a moment that I would use a very unfortunate ability called Willful or Willing Retainer to have a team of people?
You can summon your willing retainers. Yeah, like they're.
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and summon our willing retainers.
So can you incur 2 doom for that? That's kind of like.
It does say incur 2 doom.
2 doom.
Doom is kind of like the piper you have to pay when you use your dark. Or boons or dark gifts. So yeah. If you want to pay that too, and you summon 2 retainers who are old family. They work for your family. So they just instantly show up. And there's
awesome.
1d3 plus 1. So if you wanna roll that dice for me.
I rolled a 3, so I got 4 retainers.
Oh God! Now I've got to think of 4 names. Cool. All right. So
I apologize, DM.
No. I've got some NPCs, but I can. The first person is Arkle. They're a human with a mechanical arm. The other 3 are more like journey people under Arkle. They are learning his craft. They have names if you need them, but Arkle is the main person. So.
Arkle is the
fine.
Important one.
Yeah,
that's what I need to know.
Yeah, he's
By any chance, is Arkle saying, "Did I do that?" after the whole ship crashes? Or
family matters. That's true. That does true. Nice. That was a good call.
Okay, so we're gonna
Yeah.
send Arkle into the airlock. Understood.
So you, Captain and Ortho, you both receive alerts that the engine, the drive has been severely damaged with an impact of just some like debris, and you're getting as you're kind of running, because you guys are both running to the engine room, right? Is that where you're both headed?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
As you're running, you're kind of like out of the corner of your eye catching this kind of like through some of the portholes a reddish glow, and you don't that as you're just running to the engine room.
I think my character would take some interest in that reddish glow as she's moving through. She might go, Skeets, is there anything in your file about red glows? Should we be nearby any red giant stars?
We aren't near a red giant or anything like that, and they also return back data that they're putting a lot of caveats around this, is that there is legend of, kind of this, that some call the Wine Dark, that will sometimes ships find themselves becalmed in and stuff like that. But without further information like star charts and all that astronavigation stuff, they can't be 100% sure.
I wanted astro navigation charts, Steve, not legends. We have to deal in facts. Well, let's just get there as quickly as possible, see what hit the engine.
She's just like, I'm very close to retirement. So yeah, she runs
Too
with
old
you
for this shit.
I'm too old
now
for this shit.
that definitely gonna die.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. So you run to the engine room.
This is not good. And he's going to actually change course and go to the navigator.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're running. You're like, and then like running back to Neron, and the bridge.
Yes.
Basically. Okay. And then Ortho, you're kind of continuing with Jessa to the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. So I'll let's do the engine room, and then we can do the bridge.
Yeah.
Just 'cause, yeah. Okay. So you Ortho, as you and Jessa kind of come into the engine room, there's like just like a whole section has been just crunched by like some sort of like debris. Your drive has been severely damaged. There's like containment force fields in place trying to hold things. There's a couple of other engineers kind of running around trying to put out fires. But yeah, one of them runs up to you and is like, we just dropped out of warp, and we were struck by something. We've managed to get the containment shields in place, but and they're just kind of like looking at you to kind of like help them kind of make sense of what to do next.
Yes, direct the men on containment procedures and getting the fighters out. I'll check the logs for any signs of what could have hit.
And I'm assuming you're checking logs, so let me switch over while you're checking the logs. This is always hard to do split party, so I'm trying to do my best I can. So
that's what I'm trying to gather everybody. Oh no.
so Wolfgang, you run back into the bridge.
I'm sure
People
I'll be
are
gathered when we crash.
Let's not get there. You run into the bridge. People are kind of trying to be professional, a little panicked. They're kind of panicking. You look out the main screen, and you just you can see like just kind of the suffuse red. There's kind of a planet off in the distance and stuff like that. And one thing you notice as you're kind of running in is that the comms person has just, their face is just drained of color, and they're just kind of like, they're just like looking at their screen and just like they're just having their hands to their headphones. But yeah, okay.
Okay, so he's gonna start giving out orders again.
Okay.
I need confirmation from every sector that we have survivors. Check our rationing. Yeah, get me rationing supplies. Begin emergency procedures. And he's gonna head over to the navigator.
Hey.
Hello.
So I'm just there still white knuckling or whatever it is through my spacesuit, the handles. And I'm just like, she's pulling to the left. I can't get control. We're caught in something. Gravity, I'm not sure. Nothing useful on the screens.
That's what I feared.
And my senses, if you will, are confused. I can't feel the usual routes. It's just a knot.
And there are no stars either, Associate.
Yeah, not much to navigate by. I'm just trying to keep us steady.
There is a planet. Is it habited? Or inhabitable?
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah,
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, your scanners come up with like light habitation, what it can pick up, but it's not. You know what I mean? Like there is some strangeness with some of the sensors, but you are getting some sort of like it probably can support life down there. So.
Well then, looks like we have a new destination. Begin charting course for the planet. I'd rather have the people here stranded somewhere where they are able to breathe and eat.
I go, aye, and I flip a couple of switches and say, well, you should buckle up. And we start listing down.
Okay. All right. You, Wolfgang, get a report from one of the ensigns that basically says that a few crew are dead, or their life signs ceased, but they were in their quarters that were unaffected by any of the damage that the ship has taken.
Leave them be. We must ensure we have other survivors and that any damage can be contained.
Will do. Ortho, okay, so you're reading log files. Yeah, apparently the ship made a unexpected drop into quote-unquote real space, and because there was, the navigator or whatever, like, because it was just a drop, it was like there was a piece of debris that hit the ship as it kind of came into real space and stuff like that, and it tore apart the ship's like main warp drive, basically.
Is there any way using the inbuilt systems, or is this something I'm going to have to use a dark gift for, or perhaps make a check for, to do? But I'm just curious if it's possible normally. If I could just see if there's any indication of why we made this unexpected drop. Was there a fuel leak? Did something decouple?
Do you want to make a mind pool check? And let me look at your character really fast. Yeah, and basically, I'll say the difficulty check is it's 4, so you just have to get 4 successes, basically.
Do me a favor, just for the sake of the show and us,
I'm
also.
sorry, I'm so sorry.
No. You're right on track. Give us a rundown of how checks work in this game.
Oh yeah, so there's two stats, the mind and the body, and they have pools of dice. And so the way you do it is if you have a 3 in your mind, that means you gather 3 6-sided dice and you roll them. And 1s and 2s are not successes, 3s, 4s, 5s are successes, and then a 6 is in exploding dice, and so it can be re-rolled again and stuff like that. So yeah, and it looks like you have. I'm looking at optional truth. It looks like you have like data tracker, so you get +2 successes. So you just need
4, 6, 4. It's actually the 6 I can roll again.
Yep.
5.
Okay.
So that's 2. 1 on the last die.
Okay. So you got more than the successes needed, because it was 4.
Yeah, I think that's 3 rolled, cool. And then 2 from her feature.
Okay, so you're able to figure out that there was some sort of like slight stress within the conduit or path you were taking, that you slipped through like not only the superluminal but also the normal universe into this place. It was just a piece of like weakened, like for whatever reason was weakened at that point, and your ship just kind of like slipped through the cracks basically of the universe.
This is rather troubling news to read. I mean, I think Orpho is going to take a moment to process this. Okay. But then, probably everything going around is going to pull her back to the moment, and then she's going to go and radio the bridge immediately. Okay. I assume I have the capability to do that?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. I assume that, like, whatever technology you need is there to radio the bridge.
We have walkies, yeah.
Okay, so I use the walkie-talkie, and I immediately just sort of go through and go, Bridge, this is Orpho in engineering. I have a startling discovery. It appears we are no longer in the primary universe. We have gone into some sort of pocket dimension. It's why we've crashed.
Captain, yeah.
Oh, no, I was going to let you go ahead.
Okay. Well, real universe or not, we need to put the ship down. If I keep pushing the engines like this, we could blow, so...
Engines are already rather damaged. We're trying to put the fire... I have Jessa working with crews to get the fire out, but it seems as if there's heavy damage already sustained. It would likely take a while to repair.
Can we divert power from the engines into auxiliary systems?
That's a good question,
Probably not until we land. I need them to land.
Oh, wait, I actually do have the ability to make one modification to a machine for a scene or 1d6 rounds of an encounter as a dark gift.
Yeah. And also, like, the system's pretty flexible, so if you're like, can I try this? If you can come up with, like, don't feel bound by your truths. It's more like they help you. It's like, whatever you think you can do, run it by the GM, and they'll, say, okay, just give me this roll, stuff like that, so, yeah.
Well, I have a gift. I have the ability to just automatically succeed, so I think I just take one doom, right? Or is it 2 doom?
Oh, it's just one doom because it's a dark gift, yeah. So you just alter the machine and...
She takes her arms, just breaks it through, and says, we don't need to land. I'm better than that. As I start moving around couplings in the back and divert all the power away.
Mm-hmm.
Old school technological hacking.
Hot wiring a spaceship.
Okay, so...
I have everything rerouted. It was a hack job, though, so this is going to require repairs later.
Because of Ortho's fix, you all you feel like the controls kind of stabilize and stuff like that, and you feel like, oh, okay, I can, the ship is a tons more responsive and stuff like that. So are you trying to make it to the planet?
Yeah, I feel like because all that's around us is just like the void, right?
Yeah, right now there's just the void, yeah.
Yeah. So, in order to repair the hyperdrive or whatever, or theoretically get out of here, we're going to run out of fuel otherwise. So, yeah, we should put down. It just won't be a horrible crash landing.
As you're making your way to the planet, your sensors pick up another ship of frighteningly unknown configuration.
Ooh, that's not good. Yeah.
There's a ship there, Captain. Not sure what that silhouette is.
Run silent. We'll hail the ship when we get closer.
So the ship, like the lights dim, in that kind of like submarine-y kind of way. That's how I always picture it. So you're running silent. You're still doing okay. The ship, you get really close to the ship, and the ship starts to hail you using Alliance emergency frequencies.
We're gonna let it.
Us.
Yeah, we're gonna let it wait for a little bit, and I'm gonna give a couple more orders here. See if we can do an emergency jump, and then when we realize we can't do an emergency jump, in case, we'll get ready to just hightail it out of here, in case they aren't friendly.
Okay.
After a few more moments, we'll pick up the hail.
Yeah, you try to make a jump, and it doesn't seem to be working. The fix was made, but it just doesn't seem to be. Your ship is like trying to generate a warp field. Oh my god, I'm just inventing this bizarre science as I go. So it goes. Your ship's trying to generate.
That's
this warp
the perfect
field.
way to do it.
It just can't, and it's like you can see it like shimmer into existence like a soap bubble, and then it just keeps popping, and it's just not. It can't maintain like a bubble around the ship.
It's not a question of our technology. It's just a factor of this world we're in now. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then once we realize that he's steadying himself, taking that consummate professional route, he's gonna accept the hail.
The hail, and the ship comes kind of more into view, and it's this like porcelain, like almost Art Nouveau kind of like ship. It's like this very elegant kind of like spindly in places, but yeah, it's like got this kind of like bluish kind of porcelain where, and on its hull and stuff like that. And the hail, basically, it's a video hail, and it's this being that is wearing this kind of similar porcelain mask and vaguely humanoid features with like plates of like kind of porcelain, but like furs and cloth and very ornate and just layers of things. So you don't get really a good sense of the being's form, and the being announces itself. It goes, "Welcome, arrivals. I am fourth cherished of the ship Outstretched Hand. My name is Skarda, and I welcome you to what your people call the Wine Dark."
Shit.
That's not good. Wolfgang's. Go ahead.
I was gonna say there is no records of like any sort of like being of this type or ship of this. Like your database is just like, nope, sorry,
Yeah. So Wolfgang is gonna keep the pilot or whoever's controlling the ship from jumping right now, or at least trying to run right now, because now we have some questions. And he's gonna turn back to the vid screen. Your title is unfamiliar, associates.
The beloved kind of goes, "My apologies. There is much to learn here. If you would like, and allow me aboard your ship, we could talk more in person."
What is first contact protocol for the Alliance?
What you guys tell me?
I'm gonna leave it to my Alliance associate. That's my Alliance associate question.
Well, it's probably not shoot first, ask questions later.
Definitely.
And we share a language, or at least a translator that is functional. So I think protocol would probably be to, monitor them as they approach, maybe have weapons at the ready, but, not shoot them unless they shoot us first.
That is.
I think it's generally also a protocol that during first contact procedures that you usually want at least one science officer with you to make sure that there isn't anything between your ship or their environment that can cause issues for either person.
Okay.
Do we have a science officer? Are you the science officer?
Probably.
Yes, you do. NPC number 4. Come on in. So your science officer is an arachne known as Trake, with silver and red fur. She's always excited. She's writing a book about her experiences and her travels. But yes, she is your science officer, and she's super curious.
I'm gonna make sure Acker is with me, and we'll definitely go. Very well. We'll accept you and a few of your kind onto the. Do we have a name for our ship?
Oh yeah, what is the name of your ship? I forgot all those questions I covered with it. Yeah, what is the name?
The hardest part of any game with a ship, whether it's a boat or a spaceship, is always naming the ship.
Yes, yeah.
Turns out the ship in the Odyssey was never named, so that's not going to work.
Damn. We can always use the one that I have, the Nautilus.
Go just pull from the Odyssey, just go with like Telemachus or something.
Ooh, Telemachus. I like Telemachus.
Telemachus, that's pretty good. What is that in the Odyssey?
Isn't that the
That's the sun, right?
Yeah, Telemachus.
Yeah, that's Odysseus' son. Tom Holland in the forthcoming movie.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
I didn't even know there was a movie.
I believe.
There is I think it's Ridley Scott, right? Like I think. No,
It's Nolan.
Nolan, Christopher Nolan. Okay, gotcha.
Anywho.
Sorry.
Welcome to Roll for Distraction, everyone.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, like what do you? So Trake kind of comes up to the bridge. They're just like, Captain, do you know where we are? I have an idea, but I'm not sure. I think there's a ship outside. That does not conform to any Alliance database or Merchant Barony database that I have access to. Where are we?
That is a question I intend to find out.
I've heard the name of the Wine Dark before. It's an old space sailor legend. It's not supposed to be real.
Trake goes, yes, that's a legend.
I think you humans had something similar back on your home planet. It was a triangle of some sort, where ships would go missing.
The Bermuda Triangle, yes.
I think it's kind of like that.
Well, this one is indeed real. And with that, well, you know what? I'll summon my crew with me.
Okay.
The very important people.
Yeah, it does sense in me being on the sticks because we're not going anywhere. So we'll all go to the meeting. We don't have, this party can be unsplit again.
Yep. I'll go to the meeting room too, so we all in one spot.
Thank you. So the beloved kind of like board the ship, and Skarda has just a single person with them. It's a human male, short, stocky, with long dark hair pulled back, kind of wearing kind of similar garb to the beloved, but kind of like like more of like if you an acolyte version, like where it's like it's not as ornate or or as refined as Skarda, and Skarda's forearms, a humanoid kind of like porcelain mask, and they come aboard and they kind of like outstretch their hands and go, I believe this is an alliance greeting, like they're going to shake hands, like.
Ooh, that's the problem, because I am not alliance.
I'll shake the weird alien's hand.
Okay.
Do you touch it?
Do you touch the weird thing?
Do you touch it?
I do touch the big red button, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you shake Skarda's hand, and they give you a handshake, and they say, thank you for having us aboard your wonderful ship.
Indeed. Now, would you kindly explain to me and my associates where exactly we are?
You're basically, Skarda explains that you are in basically their home. They had the beloved who created this place millions of years ago. The technology is lost to them of how they did it, but yeah, they built this place, and occasionally, regrettably, Skarda says that sometimes people find themselves here, and they become trapped, and they kind of, the beloved, if kind of that's what they call themselves, try to help new arrivals find their way, because this place has some danger associated with it. There are pirates and raiders, and then there are they refer to the Iranese, and they kind of quickly go beyond that, but they feel like their job is to help new arrivals, because it can be very frightening and disorienting.
And in exchange, what do you ask?
Skarda chuckles a little and goes, of course, all good friendships start with a exchange of some sort. Yes, we do sometimes require different things of different people we meet. You look like you have taken heavy damage to one of your ship's drives, based on our scans. Apologies for scanning your ship. And we would require something in turn to help you find a replacement. But like all good friendships, they are built on exchange and trust.
I was going to lean over to the captain's ear and just whisper in, we don't have the parts necessary to repair it at the time. I might be able to get it working, but in a hostile unknown space, I'm not sure if it's wise to run on something jury-rigged.
This is some unfortunate agreement. Then he's going to turn back to the beloved and clasp his hands behind his back once more.
Okay.
I know the price of everything. What are you asking for exactly?
Regrettably, we would like you some help in finding a dear one of ours that had been taken by some raiders, and we would like that member, not member, like that dear one back to us. And in exchange, we will give you the parts you need and a safe place to repair.
He's gonna look at the human and nod to him for a second, or them for a second, I should say.
The human.
Are they? Oh, go ahead.
No. Okay, so yeah, the dear one. Okay, yep. Sorry.
Just confirming it for the audience.
Yep.
He's going to confirm. Dear ones are like them.
The human goes, no, we can never be like them, but we do our best. he's almost got this like kind of just look of love and kind of devotion when he looks at Skarda and when he talks about the beloved. And he goes, your accent is merchant barony. He's all, I was from the merchant barony 15 years ago. I was on the vessel the Fortunate Coin, but I was lucky that the beloved found me.
I've heard of that vessel, and it's vanishing. Very well, we'll find this dear one for you. We'll need information, though.
Of course, we will provide you with all the information you require. And she, the Skardo looks at Tem, and Tem hands over this kind of like data cube, basically. Oh my god, I'm just making up technology here. Eek! Data cube to...
Let's go!
Let's go! Hands over this data cube with the relevant coordinates of where they think the raiders may be. And Skarda goes, again, thank you.
Yeah, we'll politely nod,
Mm-hmm.
and I suppose we'll start scanning the data cube for all the information that's on it.
Okay, and then do you mind if I like cut to where they just leave, or do you want to say anything before they kind of?
I think it's fine. Just keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, we can just keep going.
So they left the ship, and yeah, they've given you the data cube, and the coordinates are actually on a little small settlement on the far side of the planet that they call Merope or Riven, or there's like in the database there's like that they provided you. There's several names, and it's basically the world's surface has been converted to obsidian, and then there's like large rents in the surface that contain a lot of different biomes, and there are a bunch of settlements and cities there, but pirates and raiders sometimes use some of those rents, the smaller ones, to hide out in, and they are in one of those, and they provide you with the rough coordinates, basically.
Okay.
That's pretty dope.
That is pretty dope. We, you know what? I'm gonna give this also to our engineer, our lead engineer here, because I'm assuming this technology is not like alliance based.
No, it's actually not alliance based. But it has like this little like kind of like tendril that can kind of come out and like kind of like if need be like hook into like a data pad or something like that.
A universal port.
Yeah, a little adapter comes
Has
out.
a USB-U.
And
A USB C D E F G H I J K L M N O P.
So yeah, they but yeah, it's definitely not alliance technology or merchant barony technology.
Yeah, then it would definitely go to either the engineering or the science officer. And it's just, I need an understanding of this technology.
Alien tech. This is going to be an interesting thing to dissect. In a way, we're lucky that they want us to do something so mundane, a rescue operation.
Well, don't call it mundane until we land.
I was simply worried they might ask for something more nefarious. Something about them seems off. That human looked drugged up.
In the baronies, it is not uncommon for debt slaves to be enamored with their barons. It was too familiar.
Whatever his problem is, we don't want to end up like him, so...
True, that we do this.
In and out, 20-minute adventure.
No worries, this can't end terribly at all.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you give the cube to Ortho, because Trake is like, I've got too much to study, and I'm not an engineer, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll give it to the engineer to study, and I guess we'll start heading towards our adventure. It should be quick and easy, right?
It's gonna
we go
be
in,
simple.
We blast a couple pirates, and we leave.
So to understand this properly, the planet is like this general surface is like scoured, uninhabitable.
Yeah.
But then it's got like a bunch of rift valleys.
Yeah.
And along the walls of those rifts is where the settlements and such are.
Yeah, it's like the planet's surface is almost like a, at least the way I picture it in my mind is like a, like just like obsidian, but if you had like cracked obsidian and then just at a high level, like stuff had got in, you know, and
right, yeah, you had a glassed surface and then tectonic activity or whatever, gravitational pulse, whatever, cracked it a bit. Yeah, and now in those cracks, there's habitable space. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm gonna just kind of like cut to I guess you guys are in orbit, near sort of the general coordinates, unless there's other stuff you want to do.
Not keep moving yet.
Who would like to go? I'm hoping the players would like to go. You know.
Let's hope the players would love to go. I would like to go.
Yeah. So
I think all the players will miraculously find themselves picked for the away team.
Yeah. We draw straws and, you know.
Doom plays an active role here.
Trake also kind of like pesters you, Wolfgang, to go down to explore this planet. She's like, there's I've never seen this planet before, you know, like, and just really wants to go down. And she's like, that would make a great section in my book. You know, this planet, you know, there must be thousands of biomes, and just kind of like, you know, really talks very fast.
Yeah, it would take a little bit of probing for him to finally relent, because Wolfgang does not want to put any more people at risk than we are already in. But since he already has his Wolf of Retainers, they can protect the science officer. So yeah, he'll allow it, and just as a last minute addition, he will anoint, I guess, different people to lead, like auxiliary captain, auxiliary leads, in case they don't return. Okay.
They're like
acting captain, acting navigator, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So they're like, thank you, Captain. We hope we don't need to. And they kind of they basically give you the alliance nod or salute, you know, to like, you know, yeah. So they go, and then Trake does pipe up and say, Captain, I have been weapons trained about a year ago, and I got 80% in that class, so I am prepared for any danger that may befall us.
That is a passing grade in my book.
She's like, it's not my best grade.
In every book.
Guys, get into the shuttle, which is just a standard Alliance shuttle. You actually, before you get into the shuttle, you are able to, because you're in orbit, you're able to scan and get kind of like a lay of the lair, so to speak. And it's out of a bones of a crashed spaceship, and you can see like little like generators and stuff, and like some things that have been retrofitted. But yeah, there looks like there's some activity down there.
That's not good. The question is the surface is habitable, correct? We don't all need vac suits.
Yeah, the surface is habitable. It's got.
I mean, we should wear them anyway because they give us 1 armor point. But
yeah.
I mean, I don't have any armor at all, so.
I guess maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah, the Scion starts with. The Scion starts with fine clothes.
Fine clothes. You do get +1 to social interaction. I really should clarify that. I'm looking up. It's nice to have other people go through the book, because then it helps me to find other edits, and I realize, oh, +1 what to social interactions? I have to add success to that. Okay. Anyways, yeah.
Game dev.
Yeah, game dev. Sorry. So you all board the shuttle. Where do you want to land?
You're saying the pirate's base like is a crashed ship?
Yeah, it's like built in the bones of a crashed ship. So there's like, you know.
Okay. So, well, I'm gonna assume that if we land too close, they'll see us coming and they'll be on high alert and everything. So, somewhere else along the ravine, you know, a kilometer away or whatever, and then we walk from here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good to me. Sounds better than my idea, which was just blast the entire area.
Crash into them. No, but we're trying to save someone. It's a search and rescue.
Killing the hostage is saving them, right?
Yeah, look, if everyone's dead, look, we tried our best. It didn't work.
Do you guys have a religion? The hostage is very safe, just not on this plane.
That's right. Yeah. 6 of 1, half a dozen.
They're in a better place.
So yeah, about a kilometer away seems like a good idea. Good march. That way we can get a better idea as to like what we're actually up against.
Okay.
Because we don't know if it's going to be human guy, like alliance species, or entirely horrific aliens.
That is true.
50-50. Let's get in there.
Okay, so y'all like get in the shuttle and the landing has some turbulence, but nothing too bad. Neuron, do you want to make like a piloting roll, like a difficulty 4?
Sure. What would that be?
Just use your body.
Body. I mean, it's the same. I have 3 in both, but
yeah. If you could make a case for using your mind, like say you had a higher mind, then I would be like, okay,
Sure, but yeah. Let me see if I have any features or anything. Doesn't look like it. All right, yeah, just a raw roll here.
Yep.
How many do I need?
4.
Oh, well, okay, I've got a 3 and a 2, but then also a 6, so those are locked in. Oh, another 6.
Okay. Oh shoot. Okay,
nice.
So now you've got 3 successes.
Come on, and a 3. Just made it.
Nice, just made it. So there was a little touch and go with some of the upper atmosphere, but you managed to bring it in and kind of like bring your ship in and kind of like in a stealthy manner. I don't know how like a shuttlecraft is stealthy, but in a stealthy manner. And so
go in low, use the trees or whatever, or rocks.
Oh yeah, like an Andor where they kind of like, like the Rogue One where they kind of come in really low and all those.
Oh sure, yeah, on Edu, yeah, and then sit between the pillars, yeah, that kind of thing.
So you kind of are like zipping between like this like rent obsidian, and then there's like just kind of like plant life and trees and stuff. So you kind of like manage to kind of like tuck yourself in like a group of trees, and land.
Sick.
So
well, I guess we better
get out of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trake like kind of like cocks her carbine and puts it in her holster in a very theatrical manner, just being ready for anything. And did Ortho, did you take Jessa with you, or did you leave her back at the ship?
No, I think I would take her with her because it's more dramatic that way if we have one more body that die.
That's right. Yeah.
Look, I have my 4 guys. You have your NPCs. They could all die.
And our scientist friend. Yeah.
The giant spider monster, whatever you have planned in that spaceship, needs to eat somebody.
Somebody's got to get eaten.
I thought you were the giant spider monster.
the other non-friendly giant spider monster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there are some in the back actually.
Okay, so you kind of have this uneventful kind of like as you're making your way through through kind of like a forest, and kind of like are getting like to the clearing where there's the kind of ship, and there's it's a crashed ship, so there's holes along the side. Some holes have been kind of hastily patched up with just chunks of like metal that have been kind of riveted into place, but other holes are just kind of there. So you don't see a whole lot of movement in the ship.
How big of a ship are we talking?
I'm gonna say it's about the size of, oh boy.
Are we talking like Falcon, Normandy, Star Destroyer? What are we looking at?
Like not a star. Yeah, not a like more like like the not the Falcon. It's bigger than the Falcon, but not by much.
So like a Tantive, like a blockade runner.
Like a Tantive,
yeah, so
Tantive's perfect size. Yeah, Tantive is a perfect size. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a little. Yeah, it's a Corvette, but not like a little like like a Millennium Falcon.
Literally looking around at the Legos in my room.
Oh my god! Yes, I have.
There it is, poking out right there.
Nice. But yeah, so like there's the ship, and I'm gonna say it kind of looks like the Tantive. Like the drives are kind of like some of them are crumpled in. There's some gashes here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of activity. There's like maybe some lights you can kind of see in like kind of the kind of more front end of the ship, but I assume you're kind of approaching it kind of from like the side to the back, kind of trying to be sneaky and stuff like that. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have Acker and the rest of the the retainers go forward.
Okay.
They're gonna be our point team.
I was gonna say using our continuing on my theme of being the navigator, I have an ability called Augury, where I can ask a yes or no question of the DM.
Yep.
At the cost of 1 doom.
Ooh.
Yep.
Or the addition of 1 doom. And I would point at like what looks like an entrance, right? Like what looks like a hole kind of near the back of the ship, where like they have sort of a road, essentially, like, you know, flattened out brush that leads up to it. That looks like a door that they're probably using. And I would point at that, like the obvious entrance, and I would ask you as the GM, like, is that the right way to go? Like, will we be ambushed if we go through this door, or is this, you know, safe?
So, I would say that basically that would be a lot of trouble.
Okay, not that way. That way's giving bad vibes.
You do notice a couple of like other places that like maybe that you could kind of like that are around kind of sort of towards the back near the engines that look a little like I'm giving you a lot more information, but whatever. You know, like that.
Sure.
That look a little
don't
more...
don't use the main door. Use some sort of vent or something.
Yeah.
Sneakier. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we're walking up, I'll like, you know, do the fist up, everybody stop walking thing, and you know, you guys have seen me do this navigating the ship. You know that I'm like using my magic or whatever you want to call it to sense ahead, and I say, not that door. They're watching it. Let's look around by the engines. We might be able to go in through a vent.
I know a thing or two about engines. I can probably find a vent we can get in through if this thing's following any known patterns of design.
It does look like an Alliance. Sorry, that's actually a great segue. It does look like an Alliance Tantive model ship. Yeah, like that kind of like.
Yeah,
so you
a mass-produced ship that we've seen before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is any check or
no?
Do I find a vent?
Like it's because the ship has been kind of badly damaged. You do manage to find like a secondary plasma port basically that'll fit, like, you know, that like humanoids could, or like, you know, can fit through. So like, yeah.
We should be able to get through here like spiders. I don't know where that metaphor was going. We should be able to get through here easily enough.
Okay.
Oh, no, listen to the spider metaphors.
A lot of spider. We're climbing into the web. Don't worry.
There you go. That's good.
Then yeah, we'll have 2 retainers in the front, 2 retainers in the back, and then we'll cover the center. Keep an eye out.
Okay, so you guys get into the ventilation ducts, Ortho, can you make me a mind pool check, like a difficulty 3?
1, 2 4s. Oh, and a 6. So I got 1 success, another 4. So I got 3. Actually.
Okay, so
so I got 4 successes actually.
All right, so you really see as you're like kind of creeping around, you see this like large, kind of like the size of like, I guess, a large dog, but it's got way too many limbs and way too many eyes, and it's kind of this kind of like oily, kind of like slightly iridescent, which was how you were able to pick it out, and it kind of scuttles by, like, you know, like kind of scuttles by and kind of scuttles off to a side thing, like one of the side tunnels, you know.
Did anyone else see that?
Do we get the impression that it's more like a guard dog, or that it's just like a wild animal?
Oh yeah, good question. You get the more impression that it's kind of a wild animal.
Okay.
And it makes this kind of, you know, like and I'm going to use the dog analogy again, like, you know, like a dog's claw on like tile as it kind of click. Yeah.
Did anyone else see that?
I think so.
Looked like some sort of wolf.
Yeah, it basically, I'll describe it to you. I could show a picture, but that doesn't work very well.
I can put it up on screen for the people at home.
Oh, okay.
What is it in the book?
Yeah, it's basically, without saying what it is, it's a vent spider. So it's in the adversaries section, and it's a.
That is.
Oh, so it is a spider.
That is horrific.
Okay. Everybody just be cool and don't look at the stats. Just look at the art. But yes.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks. Yeah, you know, like I think it, like the dog metaphor may have went too far, but yeah, like so. It just kind of
in the dark.
Yeah, it just kind of skitters off to down a side kind of area.
All right then.
So you are crawling through tunnels. You eventually get to a room, and there's a vent, that you can kind of push, push open, and you can kind of see through the slats, you can see kind of what's in the room.
Well, let's look through them. What's in there?
Oh yeah. So in the room, there's 3 bodies that are just suspended in wires, and they're just kind of hanging limp there. The room has a couple of boxes and stuff like that, but it appears that the bodies are, from what you can tell, it looks like they're dead. They're just suspended on these wires basically, and they've got kind of chains kind of wrapped around their hands and stuff like that.
I would like to quietly remove the vent grate so that we can go into the room.
Okay, can you make me a body check of 3?
Okay. I have a feature a truth called Shadow Friend, which gives me plus 1d2 successes to stealth.
Nice. Okay.
So that should be nice and easy.
Yeah.
I rolled a 4, a 4, and a 2, but then with my plus 1d2 successes, that's 3. So.
Okay, so you managed to move it aside gingerly and kind of set it down. The bodies don't do anything. They're just kind of they're just kind of slightly swaying and whatever.
Are they hung there by their necks like they were hanged, or are they just stuck on their shoulders?
They are they're kind of almost if you just had a bunch of marionettes and you just kind of threw them over a thing. They weren't hung. They're just kind of, they're dead clearly, but they've just kind of been.
They weren't hung, but they're hanging. Yeah.
They weren't hung, but they're hanging. They're like marionettes kind of.
They weren't hanged. They were hung.
Yeah, they were hung. Yeah. So.
Well, that's definitely not good.
It appears, Captain, that whatever did this to them maybe trying to send a warning not to go deeper in.
Unfortunately, we will need to go in.
Trake kind of runs ahead and gets a little excited and goes, I've never seen it, and kind of talks loud, and one of the bodies kind of stirs, and it kind of makes this weird kind of and it just starts kind of moving around, and then the other bodies kind of wake up in some way, and they start kind of moving around, and they are clearly not alive. They're kind of, their chains are rattling and stuff like that.
Oh, it's an alarm system.
I'll kind of whisper yell to everybody, back in the tunnel, and point, and I'll try to grab the grate and put it back.
Okay. Everyone back in. There's 7 of us. Everyone back in.
They all just kind of single file get in. The bodies are still kind of moving, but they're starting to calm down. And as you you guys are kind of back in kind of the grate, you hear the door kind of swing open, and 3 humans come in, and they've got they're kind of dressed in spacesuits that have sewn in kind of plates and armor, and they've got these kind of cruel looking knives in their hand, and kind of big bulky pistols, and they're just kind of looking around and going, something's in here, and they're looking around, and and one of them's it's got to be a false alarm, and one of them's I don't know, and so they kind of look around, and then they just are let's just go back, and so one of they kind of go back out the door. They just they did a cursory check. You can tell they're kind of bored, with what their job is, and so they kind of return back to wherever they were behind that door.
Their technology doesn't seem advanced enough for whatever that is. Whatever they did to those people that turned them into alarms, well, I don't think they did that.
They're probably just taking advantage of it.
Yes, they've been here longer than we have. Can I reach the ship on comms at all?
Yeah, you can reach the ship on comms, yeah.
Okay, yeah, just quietly on comms, gonna reach out to the ship. Get the acting captain.
Yep.
Any Ensure all dead have been launched out of the airlock. They don't seem to stay dead here.
Captain? Please say again?
Yeah. Make sure all dead are launched out of the airlock. Ensure that the dead don't stay dead here.
I heard you. I must have heard. Yes, Captain. We will get on that. You can tell it's just this they're gonna listen to your order because you're the captain and they trust you, but you're telling, you know what I mean, the dead don't sit. They're like okay, kind of it's like if somebody asked you to check for monsters under the bed. It's you're oh, okay, I'll do this, but they'll enact that and stuff like that. So they go off, and because they did report that 4 crew members had died.
Yeah, I'd rather not return with zombies.
What?
If we ran in there super quick and quickly ripped these guys down and slice their throats since they're already dead, I guess. Do we think that we could pull that off and that would effectively disable the alarm? We have to be quick about it.
Yeah, we have to be quick about it. There are, again, 7 of us. I at least have a melee weapon, so I can help with that. We might want to have 2 guys are trained at the door just in case.
Yeah, I don't actually have a melee weapon. I have a pistol, but I can watch the door while others pull off that maneuver.
So, okay. How many bodies are there?
There are 3.
3?
Yeah.
There are 3. Okay. All right. So I'll have 3 willing retainers. Myself will. We'll do that. Anyone else want to join me in stabbing a bunch of zombies in the face?
Well, Captain, I do have Skeets with me.
Oh, that's true.
He has a built-in laser, and I can give you support from the tunnel.
Yeah, I also have a pistol, so I think you're taking the lead on the melee situation here.
Yeah,
and then
we are.
We'll just be ready to shoot if anything happens.
Okay, so
yeah, both myself. Go ahead.
No. So so I understand. The plan is to basically you're going to go in, try to cut the bodies down as quick as you can, and then just boop boop boop, try to chop them up or something, or that kind of vibe.
Just remove just a spike right through the head just in case.
Okay.
Even if we don't have to pull them down, if we can just reach the head and just stab them,
yeah,
it might
make
be
them
easier.
extra dead, just so that they're no longer an alarm. Maybe they hear a thump out there, but that would be it.
Okay, so you'll just okay, that's and they're not hanging up too high. They're kind of they're maybe 3 or 4 feet off the ground. So I'm gonna say to kind of do all that fairly quickly. I'm gonna let's do with a DC difficulty 5.
Oh God.
Body check.
Okay.
Hopefully those exploding
Let's
dice.
see if you have any features or anything.
Clarifying for this. So the willful retainers, they don't add anything to my dice pool, correct? They're just kind of they are extra bodies that help out.
They are basically So the kind of vibe behind the willing retainers is that you basically can you can spend them because they're it's kind of because scions are kind of grim. You can spend them to raise a die by 2, so you can use it for a roll. So say you roll a 4, you really want a 6. You spend a retainer, that person basically does something kind of heroic and does it, and then they go away. Whether they die or not, it's horror. I'm sorry, but yeah, you can raise a die by 2, and that's why you incur doom when you summon these retainers and stuff.
Okay, so I could potentially win here. Oh, I could potentially do this. Okay.
Yeah.
If you sacrifice your crew, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much. Well, I don't know if they would die at this point. We'll see. I guess the GM. All right, I have 3 dice here. Let's go ahead. I got 2 4s and a 3.
Okay, so you got 3 successes. You need just 2 more.
Yeah, and I could raise the die pool by 2. So if I spend 2 of these,
get 2 6s, then you can re-roll and hopefully get a success on each die.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to send 2 people back to the
ship.
2 folks back to the shuttle. Oh, nope. That's a 2 and a 5.
Okay. So you got really close. One is giving you a lot of trouble. The 2 go down pretty quick. You manage to kind of take them out. Does anybody want to do anything to assist or?
How would assisting work?
I guess basically you could say, oh, I go to kind of
It's another check.
Use my laser to cut the wires that are holding it up so it kind of flops down, or I try to shoot its brain or something like that. Like, but that would be a check, yeah. But it wouldn't be as hard because it's yeah.
I have an ability called Void Touch, where I paralyze a creature or freeze a non-living thing. Would that work here?
Yeah, I would assume that. Yeah, you could. It's a non-living thing. It's undead. But yeah. You could. I would say that you could paralyze.
Okay, so that costs 1 doom. I have to make a DC 4 using my mind. I have 3 mind, so I'll need some luck. But 336. So there's a non-zero chance.
Yep.
5. I did it.
Nice. So you were able to just grasp the dead body undead body, and you're able to just like paralyze it, just like like tendrils of like ice or whatever.
I give it the old Vulcan neck pinch.
Nice. Boop. Yeah. So it just goes it's paralyzed basically. Yeah. So all the threats have been kind of in this room, and I say you managed to do it fairly quietly. So.
Okay, well, I guess all we can really do is just try to get information at this point. And that might involve interrogating somebody.
Well, not these guys.
Well, these guys won't give me any answer. It might be a bad idea to interrogate these guys.
Yeah, I should not continue to touch them, probably.
Yeah.
So you said there's a door out of here. If I, like, peek out the door, what do we see? What's the situation?
So you kind of see a hallway, and down the hallway, because I assume you're just kind of peeking, it's not really well lit. There's kind of like there's some candles, there's some just kind of emergency lights that you can just kind of slap onto a wall that are on, but you can hear some kind of like slight laughing and kind of like it sounds like several people are like playing some sort of game, like cards or something, and so you can just hear
pirates playing a little bit of Liar's Dice or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if there's no one immediately in the hallway, I think we would continue our way down and just start searching. Either try to find a lone guard who we can interrogate, or maybe we find the prison or whatever. Yeah.
Let's go investigate.
Okay. So you find as you're kind of like near the engine kind of coming through. I'm assuming you're just kind of like opening doors, peeking it, just being very careful and stuff like that.
Yeah, until we find something.
You see this one pirate guy. He's like working on like some mechanical, like he's working on like a gun, and he's like working on it and stuff like that. And he seems to be kind of a little oblivious to things. He's got some heavy armor on and stuff like that, and he's got a kind of a large like knife, kind of like almost like a Uruk-hai kind of like sword thing, like kind of strapped to his
okay
belt.
Yeah, like a machete kind of situation.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah.
Do we approach and just hold a gun to the back of his head, or do I bring a sword to his neck?
I have a gun. I can put my gun to his head if you want to do the talking.
Sure.
Okay.
Do I need to roll to sneak up on him, or do I just do that?
Yeah, do you want to, because I think you've got stealth, right? So why don't you give me like a DC 4, because he's a little out of it, but he's still, just kind of.
So that's 3d6, and I get a plus 1d2 successes. 5, 5, 6. That's, man, these d6 are in a good mood today.
You guys are rolling pretty well.
So
yeah, it's like
5, 5, 6, but then plus 1d2, plus 2. So that's 5 total.
Okay, so you're able to sneak up on him. He's just lost in kind of putting together the weapon. So yeah, what are you doing?
I put my pistol to like the base of his skull, and I assume because it's an energy pistol, it has like a little safety that I can click off, and it doesn't go doo-ee.
Yeah.
That he would recognize. And I just say, "Don't fucking move."
He just kind of chuckles. He's like, "I told you to just quit fooling around. I'm trying to fix a gun here. Why don't you go back to the mess hall and start cooking?" Like he just kind of he just shrugs it off. It's just.
I think we have a couple other we still have at least 2 retainers here.
Yeah, you have 2
they
retainers.
Can also.
I mean, I've got him, and he
just
doesn't realize that I'm not one of his buddies fucking with him. So someone go around and talk to him.
He's like, "Oh shit," and he's just like, "What?" He just kind of reaches for his thing and then he kind of like stops because he realizes that there is indeed.
Yeah, I put my other hand on his shoulder and I just press it against his head a little bit tighter.
Who are you people?
Does not matter, associates. We just need answers. We're looking for a dear one.
There ain't nobody like that here.
Where are your prisoners then?
We don't take prisoners. You'll find that out. He's all, if I was you, I would make sure you just turned around the way you came and left. Otherwise, you're going to be in a whole heap of trouble.
And why is that?
Because the captain don't take kindly to interlopers.
That is fair. I wouldn't either. But we still are on a mission and we're looking for someone of the beloved. Did you take one of theirs?
His face kind of like he's a little startled and kind of like froze. It's like a little bit like his like calm, kind of like vaguely threatening demeanor kind of freezes for a second, and then he just, no, we don't. Nobody like that here.
You seem disturbed when we say the name of our benefactors. Is there something we don't know?
There's a whole lot you probably don't know. Looking at your uniforms, you look like you're freshly arrived. Is that it?
We are only here for a short time.
He laughs. We all say that. You better run.
Yeah, he just, if he's not going to answer anything else?
Nope.
Well, I'm assuming we don't have a silenced gun, or any silenced weapon. So it's very much going to... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, like, I would assume an energy weapon is not super loud. You know what I mean? Like, just...
Probably not as loud.
Yeah, not as loud,
but
yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
You can fire it.
I'll just nod to one of our other NPCs, like, to shut the door.
That, like, Trake shuts the door.
And then nod to Nyron and take him out.
I'll say, last chance. Anyone here who's not part of your crew?
Besides you? No. We're all crew here. And he kind of gives you this like weird leering smile.
Well, can't have you squealing.
Okay, I assume, yeah, I don't, there's no roll needed, so he just falls over.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
Yeah, so so he just falls over. And as you look around the room, there's like, there's parts for like auto turrets here, and then
so can we arm up a little?
We might need to.
Yeah, there is some like light kind of pirate armor, which is basically just a vac suit with like plates kind of carefully sewn onto it and stuff like that. Yeah, so it just gives you like armor one and stuff like that. So, and just some rifle, like large, like there's like, you notice there's not a lot of energy weapons. There's mostly like kinetic weapons and stuff like that. And just kind of like a lot of scavenged items, it looks like, are like repurposed. Everything looks very like Mad Maxy kind of
miscellaneous.
Yeah, just kind of
like they just pulled plating off the walls and try to fix things.
Yeah.
I mean, any armor is better than no armor, and I currently have none.
Do you want to see if one of the suits fits, or like try to kind of put one on?
Yeah. Okay. So I'd rather have at least some armor rather than none at all. So.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and see if that fits. If it doesn't, we'll have to just like scavenge what we can.
I actually already had a vac suit.
Do we want to get Wolfgang a gun?
I do have a finely made pistol, but I need something. I probably need something a little bit bigger than a 1d3 plus 2 weapon.
Mine's only 1d3 plus 1. So if we want to, I'll take rifles if that's allowed.
Yeah. I'll say like you can pick up some like heavy kind of kinetic rifles that are just, they look like they don't fire bullets so much as just like blobs of like sharpened junk at things.
Like a flechette gun. Yeah.
Oh, they just fire flechettes. Okay.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Let's see if in the equipment, I might have to just make up a piece of equipment on the fly here because I gotta see if like I have a listing for that, because kinetic rifle, which hits hard for 1d6, and then it goes to far range, and we'll just use that and add a +1 to the 1d6. It does 1d6 plus 1 damage because it's just kind of this flechette thing that's just like super temperamental and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right, awesome.
All right. And
I don't mind doing the whole Warhammer 40k thing where I have a sword in one hand and a pistol in the other. I just don't trust myself with it.
And Trake just manages to, like, she finds a pistol that feels a little heftier than the Alliance issue kind of security pistol that they're given.
Sure.
So she grabs that. I'm assuming you're still checking rooms? You're still looking through rooms and stuff?
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yeah.
But do we know, since this is an Alliance vessel, would we know where there's a brig?
Yeah, you.
Oh, good point.
That's a real. Yeah, you would know that where there's a brig. In fact,
At least roughly. Yeah.
And you're actually luckily enough on the same level. And I'm gonna say it's gonna be a few doors down. So I'm assuming you're making kind of a beeline towards.
Yeah. Let's crouch walk through the hallway again and get over there.
Okay. So the doors are shut. On the doors. Are painted like in kind of gold leaf, like just kind of like designs and stuff like that on the door.
Ominous.
Are the designs reminiscent of like, what'd you call it? The Beloved's like
Kind
aesthetic?
of. Yeah, they almost seem. Yeah, they do. Yeah, like you do kind of remember that like they had that kind of same aesthetic too. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. I'll touch the door. I'll open the door. Slowly.
Right. So the door kind of like hisses open, because it's kind of automatic. It just kind of like the other ones have been kind of like, but this one seems to be in order. And as you open the door, you can kind of see into the brig, but it's been repurposed into this kind of like throne room, and like. On this like captain's chair that's been just it's almost like if you just like kind of bedazzled and threw a bunch of gold on like a captain's chair, like very status oriented, but just kind of haphazardly done. There's this Coronis, and you recognize her from the beloved Pict file that was their lost year one, and she has 4 large kind of armored like raiders wearing kind of like heavier armor, wielding like flamethrowers, and she goes,
Oh, this is bad.
I knew they would send someone after me. I'm not going back.
I feel this is no longer a rescue mission, but an assassination.
I was thinking more kidnapping.
Why do you not want to go back?
She just like looks at you, and she's like, the guys, the folks with the flamethrowers look like they're gonna move forward. And she kind of tells them to just stand down a little bit. Like she just, I was a dear one, and I'm free now, and I'm not going back, and you're going to have to die because I cannot go back. And she just kind of like motions to her guards to attack.
What? Well, there goes any democracy out the window. All right.
I was going to try to...
Either we die getting flamethrowered or we die starving to death because we can't go home. So we gotta get her.
That's true, yeah.
Genuine terror in her, like fear in her eyes, like when she like kind of So the way combat works is the players get to go first. In any order you would like to go, and then what I'll do is do the NPCs.
I shoot gun.
Okay, I shoot gun. You do have.
I shoot gun at Bad Flame Man.
You do have probabilistic hexcraft, which allows you to manipulate to alter reality. It's kind of like, I don't know if anyone here has played Mage the Ascension, where it's like as long as you don't. It's basically. As long as you don't change reality overtly too much, it's a little easier to do. So if you're like, oh, I want to throw a fireball at somebody, ooh, that's going to be a high difficulty. But if it's like,
sure,
yeah. Anyway, so yeah. I'm just letting you all know about your various things.
Let's see. Maybe I do some magic. Why doesn't? Well, let me do magic first, and then maybe that makes shooting easier for you guys.
Ooh, actually, if we're going to do that, can I do a truth here and make it probably a little bit easier?
Okay, yeah.
because I have
suggestions.
disorienting word, which reduces an NPC's difficulty level by 1d2.
Okay.
Would that affect the outcome of the magic?
I would. Ooh, that's an interesting interplay. Let's go with it. Let's say that because Neuron is going to use their magic against one of the NPCs. That like you're lowering the difficulty. So I guess Neuron, you can be a little wilder being a space witch, as you call it. Because So you, I think you take a doom for that. Yeah.
It is a truth, so I believe I take a doom for that. Yes.
Yeah.
That brings me up to.
Oh no, it's a truth. It doesn't give you a doom. That's
Truths
just a
don't
skill.
give doom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. It's just
dark gifts and boons. Truths are just features. Yeah.
Yeah. You just say some really harsh stuff to one of the people, and it's just like you confuse. You talk circles.
It's very harsh
around
stuff.
It. Yeah.
Boy, very harsh. I'm just mean.
You're just a meanie. Yeah, so I'm going to say it's going to reduce it by, what is it, like 1d...
This is NPC's difficulty level by 1d2.
Yeah, so just roll a d6 and, just 1 to 2 and 3.
I rolled a 2.
All right, so it's a 1, right? Is that how...
Well, I rolled a 4
you
and divided by
4.
2.
Gotcha. Yep. Sorry. Yep.
Okay.
So cool. So your difficulty is 2 less if you want to alter reality in some way.
Okay. They have flamethrowers, you said?
They have flamethrowers.
Cool. Can I put a bunch of oil on the floor?
Oil, yeah. That I'm gonna say that's gonna be with the reduced difficulty. I'm gonna see it's gonna be a difficulty 3. Oil has just like a broken pipe has started to broke right now. Yeah. So
or some such flammable substance.
Yeah, and for you do get how many dice for the? Okay, so you get 3 dice for this difficulty check, and you need to get 3. But you can spend 2 physical or 2 mental well-being to add a dice for to the roll.
Can I do that after I roll, or do I have to before I roll?
I would say before you roll.
Okay, so I'll spend 2 mental well-being just for the audience at home, basically 2 brain health.
Yeah.
And I'll give myself one extra die.
Okay.
You said I needed 3. I've got a 4, a 5, and a 6.
Okay, so yeah, somewhere
and a 1, but
near the floor, there's a pipe that just was carrying oil, and it broke at this moment because of magic. So yeah, so it starts to kind of sluice onto the floor, kind of around like two of the flamethrower folk.
And then if we can just get one of them to drop their flamethrower, or Kamala, do you want to? Because Mitch and I both did a thing.
Okay, so I would get one to drop their flamethrower. These things. This might be a weird one to do, but we're in a spaceship and it's an alliance ship. I could modify some of the wiring. So you know how a lot of these ships usually have steam going through it to keep the pipe, like usually has some sort of cooling system going through it to keep things
pressurized pipe. I could just
do it so it just blows it right into their faces. So they just presumably will just drop their weapons because they're being blown in the face with super hot or super cold smoke, depending on what we go with.
Yeah. I would say if you use like your alter machine to kind of do that or something like that. Is that what?
That's what I'm referring to. Yeah. I'll tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So I think that's 1d6 rounds in combat. So they take 1 doom, and I guess what Orpho does is that she fires with the gun up like right above them to like knock down the wires, because she knows that there should be one right there, the pipes, so she knows there should be one roughly there. And let's see how many rounds this lasts. 6.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna say that like one of them like one kind of just falls off to the side and is kind of disorientated, and one's flamethrower like hits like the one that like that like had the most oil like next to them. It like the flamethrower hits the ground. He kind of drops it because it's like the super cold is just like damaging his face, and it's super cold stuff in your face, and so he drops his flamethrower. And it ignites the oil, and he's burning slightly, and he's also trying to like make sure that like the flamethrower is being turned off, and the other guy's a little disorientated. So for this,
I'm hot and cold at the same time.
I know.
How does this work?
Yes. So Okay, so you all have gone because part of combat is you can take one action and minor things don't count. But I'm assuming that's all kind of an action.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
Trake, Trake is just kind of like pulls a gun, and they miss. The two other guys with the flamethrowers look over, like kind of beat in on you all, and they kind of move forward. They one shoots its flamethrower at you. Let's see. I'm gonna say Ortho and Wolfgang. Can you give me? Basically, you just have to roll. The way combat works is kind of like you have to beat the difficulty level of the creature attacking you, and these folks have difficulty level 4. So if you make a difficulty check of 4 or above, using your body pool, then you can dodge it.
That makes sense.
You have retainers.
Oh boy. I do have retainers. They can jump in front of the bullet if I fail.
I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, and then
No, Mr. President.
Yeah, no, Mr. President. Yeah.
Okay, I got a 3 and a 4, and I got a 2. I might need to sacrifice some retainers for this.
Okay. So the remaining 2 retainers, yeah, are you gonna use that to
Yeah, they'll jump in front of the bullet for me.
Okay, so one is raised to a 6, right? So you get to, or both are.
So yeah, both were raised my dice pool to a total of 5.
Okay.
So, I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay. So they are so just indoctrinated to protect the merchant barony at all costs that they just dive into that flight and they just
No.
Yeah, they just
Captain, no! Oh no.
Captain, no! Yeah, Arkle just goes up and just been
2, 3, and a 5 and a 3.
Okay,
Well.
so yeah, that's a partial. So,
Joe, how does damage work in this
Oh,
system?
wait. +1 successes to find it. Oh, dexterity attacks to avoid mental. Yeah, no, I got nothing.
Okay, so so how does damage work? Okay, so for damage, you have armor of 1, right? So it takes.
That's correct.
It's very simple. It takes 1 damage, so you are down to 1 body.
Okay. So I'll just.
Yes.
Oof.
Yeah, so it didn't.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We had Jessa with you. She becomes enraged that someone dares attack her boss on her shift, and she goes to make a roll. Give me a few dice.
No one's getting in the way of her retirement.
That's right. I am gonna retire, and this, and Ortho has to sign
No
off
weird
on it.
bird lady's gonna stop me from retiring.
She got 5 successes to hit one of them, and she was using one of those rifles. So that's 1d6 plus. Oh wow, she just drops one. She's very powerful. She just shuts one of those raiders down. The guy just, and it was the one who shot at you, Ortho, just kind of falls over and just okay, so now it's the captain. The captain kind of gets up and just goes, I'm gonna have to do this myself, and she just kind of takes her gun and at Trake and kind of shoots at Trake. So let's see. She misses. Her shot goes wild. So
Back around to us then.
yep, back around to you. Yep.
So who's left standing on the other side?
Okay, let's use a dark gift here.
Okay.
I feel like this is very important, especially after we just got gunned down. Time for someone to become listless.
Oh,
Listless, excuse me. So I'm not sure how to use that. I know it is a doom. I know that.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay, so who are you gonna use the weight of ennui
Weight of
on?
ennui.
Yeah.
Ennui.
I think that's how you pronounce it. My French.
It is how you
rough.
pronounce
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Okay.
I just hate
Yeah.
French.
Oh, I know. It's some of these are just. I just like how they say. Yeah. So, who are you going to use that dark gift on?
Ooh, what do you guys think? I'm thinking the captain, but
Yeah,
the dear one.
Okay.
they're probably the biggest threat.
I
Okay.
mean, everyone else is a flamethrower. That's a pretty big threat.
Yeah, but she has a gun too, though. So
Yeah, so we'll use on the dear one.
Okay.
So
roll a d6 because you just take a doom and you just basically you just channel all of the boredom that you've ever felt being a scion. Just everything already being done, and you just feeling like you've sampled everything just onto this one being at the time.
All right, it's a weird psychic thing. Let's go.
Yeah.
4.
Okay, 4 rounds. She just slumps down in the chair and just kind of just becomes listless. Yeah.
Yeah. Me when I wake up.
Yeah, it's just like, what am I doing?
When you wake up from a nap in the afternoon, you're just like, oh man.
What am I doing with
I need
my
another
life?
nap.
Yeah, I need another nap for my nap. Yeah. So, okay. So that was the captain's turn. So, who's next?
That leaves one flamethrower guy.
2. One is kind of like
2.
Well, I guess one's like cleaning the frost off. So yeah, technically
Sure.
1.
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5.
Yeah, because that lasted 6 rounds, so we're only on like round
He's
2
busy.
for that.
Yeah. So,
Speaking of things that could potentially last 6 rounds, I will use Void Touch again
okay.
on the remaining flamethrowerman.
Okay.
Well, that's just 3 4s.
Okay. So it unfortunately, the dark gift didn't deliver. You still take a doom, but you can't quite make it from this distance yet.
The force is too strong with this one, or whatever.
Just way too pig-headed, I guess, or just too warm-blooded. I don't know.
Ortho, shoot him. I tried to paralyze him, and,
So as Ortho is like burning and is like charred and burning, parts of her like Shiden is just cooked.
Yeah.
She's just gonna take that rifle and just point it right at one of those flamethrower guys and just. Now, is this a mind or a body roll shooting?
It is a body roll. There are some truths that you can get that allow you to use the mind pool as for some of your combat. But yeah, or you could have your AI companion shoot because they use your mind.
it has a
pool.
laser.
Yeah, and they use your mind.
Yeah,
pool.
I think that I would say that would make more sense. That's way
Yeah, if you have
more
more
likely
mind,
to
go
succeed.
for that, yeah.
Yeah. And plus, that seems like a much smarter decision. I think I'll have Skeets take the shot.
Okay.
2, 2, 2, 6. So that's 1 success.
Okay.
well,
6 again.
Skeets.
2 successes.
Okay. Nice.
3. So 3 successes.
3 success.
Okay.
It like grazes the it grazes by the guy and he but it unfortunately it misses.
That was almost really cool.
Perhaps I should take notes from Jessa.
Yeah, I was just like hardcore. You do not shoot my boss. Not a Okay, so now it's the NPC's turn. She misses. Maybe 80% of her grade was a little high for her. So Jessa goes again. Okay, so Jessa got a 5 and a 6 and a 2. No, just misses. One of the flamethrower guys doesn't kind of like turns to you, Neron, and doesn't like what you. Sorry, Wolfgang. What you did to his boss? Yeah, like. Because you like kind of reached out towards it. Yeah. He goes.
Either of us. He's got beef with both of us. Take your pick.
He's gonna go for you. So if you can make a DC 4 check using your body to dodge his flamethrower attack.
No, this is gonna hurt. 2, 3, 4.
1d3 plus 3. Okay, so let's see what.
I could die here.
So
no.
You get.
Actually,
4.
I have armor.
You get 4, and yeah, your armor takes off 1.
Okay, so
right?
I take 3 damage, so I'm at 3 out of 6 health.
Yeah. So you're a bit crispy, but not too bad. And then the captain is still just in. Yeah, the captain's in her
Depressed.
listlessness, and and basically the 2 other guards are kind of like trying to, one's trying to put themselves out, and the other one's trying to get themselves clean of the frozen gas pouring on them. So it's all your turns.
I've been doing really good control when it comes to this, so I might need to just keep doing control stuff.
If you want to do whatever it is you want to do first, and then I'll just try shooting him if not.
Yeah, we'll for the guy that just took a shot, we'll do disorienting words. We'll keep lowering his difficulty level.
I assume all these doom points are going to bother us at some point, but it's fine.
Well, this is the truth. This is the truth, so it's not a doom.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you just roll a 1d2, and that'll be, yeah.
That's only a 1. Damn. All right.
So difficulty 3. So whatever you want to, like, you've, like, disorientated him enough that, like, yeah, he...
okay, so if I go to shoot him, I only have difficulty 3 now. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm just
I'll
flipping
take
people
those
off
odds.
this entire time, being mean.
And then Ortho,
Okay, 1 and a 5, but then also a 6.
Okay.
And another 6.
Nice.
And a 1. So 3 total successes.
Okay. So if you want to roll for damage, that rifle
Yes,
is
the
1d6
rifle
plus...
1d6 plus 1, you said? For 5 total.
Okay, so yeah, you do. The guy is hit pretty bad, and he's just, but he's still up. You've shot him.
Sure.
But he's still up. Yeah, and it singed off part of his armor. So Ortho.
You know what? I think I'll take another shot with Skeets. I was trying to think of something cool I could do by trying to blow up my gun, but I couldn't think of a way of making a kinetic gun blow up.
I guess
With
Yeah,
an energy
that's tough.
gun, I could probably do that.
you could, if you used your, I better just, like if you used your Ultra Machine, I would say that you could rig the gunpowder and the shells to explode on some sort of like.
Well, aren't they? Not to be that guy, but didn't we say they're not?
they're
powder?
for
Yeah, they're shooting for. Yeah, they shoot for.
They're just spikes
Yeah,
they're
they-
shooting out.
Damn it.
I thought about that, but they
Yeah.
are shooting fleches.
Yeah.
They are shooting for.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
Which could
considered
still
that.
be explosive in some way, both like the power supply. if it's
Yeah,
like a
you
rail
could
gun.
explode the power supply.
Yeah.
I like it's this. The system's pretty
Well, I already got
okay.
3 successes, so
Nice,
we're actually
okay.
good there.
Okay, and then it's
That is something we could do next round. So that's 1d3, 3. So what's happened? So that would be 2. So 3 damage.
okay. So he just kind of drops to his knees, and he's barely he's just kind of clutching himself, and he's barely hanging on basically.
So that's all 3 of us.
That's all 3 of you.
Yep.
Let me roll for Trake. Just a 5 and a 4 and a 3, unfortunately. Okay, Jessa is going. 1, a 3, and a 5. So they don't go. I'm gonna say we're a couple rounds in. The 2 other kind of like guards with flamethrowers are still taking care of themselves. The captain is still just trying to fight her way through this listlessness, and then the other, I'm gonna say because Ortho wounded him so badly that like he is now in difficulty 2, and he's weakly trying to spray Miron. He's trying to spray you with his flamethrower.
Okay.
I just realized what I could do next round. I could use one of my dark gifts to blow up the friggin' fuel tank, because that is altering a machine.
Yep. Yeah.
Ooh.
Can you necromancy me? Let's see how. What do I have to do? Difficulty 4, body.
Yeah, it's a difficulty 2 because he's so
2.
weakened and stuff like that. And
Okay.
plus, there's
So better odds.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 3, 5.
Okay.
So just made it.
Just made it. Like you were able to dodge out of the way. Yeah. And now it is y'all's turn. So.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 doom, and I'm going to take a precision shot on the flamethrower's fuel tank. Like we're playing Call of Duty 5.
Nice.
Or Destiny 2, or
Oh, Destiny 2 is close to the heart. So okay, are you gonna alter the machine and just basically?
Well,
like,
they can't fire anymore because the fuel got blown.
Yep. So you just shut that machine down, yeah. And do you want to? I'll say because you've altered it so it can't fire anymore. Do you have it back up, or do you have it like? Is there anything like I guess not firing anymore. That's the one modification. Yeah, that it just doesn't fire. Like there's nothing coming out. Yeah.
Yeah. We like basically since we're shooting flechettes, it's not going to explode. So what's going to
but
happen
you
is
can
like
cut the line. Yeah.
Yeah,
Depressurize the tank, and
Okay.
Keeps it from doing anything useful.
Nice.
So now the one who was still firing can't fire anymore, and the other one still has 3 more rounds where they can't fire. So
Yeah.
I think we're in a much better spot.
Yep.
Yeah, but at this point, are all the enemies like effectively paralyzed?
They are all of it. Yeah. Do you want to just cut to like you basically?
Yeah, let's just
get them. Yeah, we just cut to neon chest. We got them. Like
yeah. The captain's just kind of shakes and like she's just like, I'm not going back. I'm like not going back. Like
meanwhile, you're already handcuffed. Like
yeah.
The problem is that we are going back some way somehow.
Okay. So yeah. So that's it. That's like I guess.
And then something horrible will happen on our return journey.
Right. And so at the end of a session, what you do is called like struggling with doom. And so the doom points that you have, you then roll that number of dice, and any successes you get. Yeah. So if you wanna, we could just do that. Like if you.
Let's do it for the sake of showing how it works.
Yeah. So because some folks incurred some doom, right? Like,
yeah.
I got 3.
So
I have 5.
Okay, so roll as many dice as doom you have, and any success, and 6s explode. So yeah.
So 5, 5, 6.
Okay.
5. So I got 4 successes.
Okay, so you just.
I also have 4.
Okay, so
I have 5, 5, 2. So I have only 2 successes, but. One of my truths is fringe philosophy, which is plus 1d2 successes to pass a doom check.
Oh,
so let me
shit.
See.
Okay, so that might negate that.
It does, because I rolled a 3.
Oh, nice. Okay, so then you would take those doom points that you had acquired, and you would basically put those in your doom pool. And so that if you get 10, then you move to a milestone. So like if you're at like at 3 and 4, so like. What it does is it allows a person to like enjoy a bit of the powers that you have, but then you pay the piper at the end, and you may be like, oh, I've got 15 in my doom pool, and I've never rolled more than 10 successes, so I've never gone up a milestone. But it's that kind of like it's this thing that's just always growing, and then once you hit a milestone, your doom pool clears out, so that like at the end of every adventure, if you didn't use doom, anyway, so that's
okay. I like that.
That's
a good system right there.
Yeah, that was iterated over. It was initially it was like a hard like 5 or a hard 10 like during the mission, but I wanted to do it at the end of the adventure so that the GM could have some time to craft the next question that they asked of the player. Sorry.
Real quick, let me step in here as host. So that is the end of session procedure. Thank you very much, Joe, for running that for us. That was great.
Thank you.
Super fun game. Let's just go through our sort of little post show that we do here. First of all, tell the folks where and or when will they be able to buy the game, find the game, and play it themselves.
Oh yeah, of course. So they'll be able to back the game in March of next year. It seems writing a book is easier than setting up a business.
Sure.
Next, but they can go to abyssalravengames.com and kind of sign up to keep informed. And as soon as I get a Kickstarter page up, because we need to design it and stuff like that, will be on my Blue Sky account, and I'll make sure it's through the official Abyssal Raven Games Instagram or Blue Sky account. Slowly learning social media. So yeah. That's what
I'll have that link in the description, everybody, for Joe's Blue Sky and the Abyssal Raven Games website. So make sure you check that out. And then last thing we do on the show here is just, quick little chat about game design and development and all that, right?
Yeah.
Not a full-on interview, but basically we'll each ask you a question or two.
Oh, great.
So immediately the thing that kind of sticks out about this game is the sort of setting and vibe of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like usually when you say, oh, I've got a sci-fi horror game, like the default is that like, oh, it's got to be kind of like Alien. Like it's going to be like humans only.
Yeah.
Any alien is a bad thing. But you've gone for more like this sort of vaguely Star Trek situation where there are friendly aliens and we've got this alliance going, but also it's horror. So tell me, like, how did you get to where you are with this setting? Like, what were some of your inspirations?
I think I was just like steeping in like sci-fi books and movies and stuff, but some of my inspirations for this were like obviously parts of Star Trek. There was like, like Event Horizon was another one. One thing I wanted to get away from is I wanted to. I noticed a lot of horror in the sci-fi genre in games is standard humans, and I wanted to give kind of like a sense of it, like kind of like, and I was kind of inspired by the Odyssey, so I wanted to make sure that like players had a feeling of power, but that power came at a cost, and so what one of the initial designs. Was basically Doom has always been around in one form or another, but this kind of like thing where it's where if somebody goes up in a Doom milestone, they kind of like co-work with the GM to craft kind of their particular burden, was something I really tried hard on. But yeah, like I made it so that the outside universe could kind of be created on the fly, and I tried to keep things kind of vague. Like with the Alliance or like with the human culture of the 40 matriarchs and stuff. It's like I give kind of like a little sketch, and then it's up to the players in the table to make what's true. Like I've played with some folks that have kind of gone, like the merchant barony is like, you have to pay for upgrade packages for sensor suites and, and that kind of thing where it's like very like, like very capitalism on steroids and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of how. And the setting just kind of poured out of me because I'm nattering on, but I wanted the...
That's what you're here for.
The sci-fi to I wanted to have like a closed off universe or a closed off system, because having a universe of terror seems really hard to do than just a pocket dimension of scary stuff. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
That's wise. Yeah.
Keep the
Because
scope under control.
it's a whole big vast universe. It can't all be shitty,
Yeah. And the Odyssey was one of the inspirations. Just the just some of the phrases, like the wine dark sea has always been just kind of just, I know it's meant to be kind of bluish green, but the idea of red for some reason kind of stuck with me. So I used that and kind of used that as like lost travelers.
To be fair to you, like, as that is a direct quote from the Odyssey, but like that's what, like, the ocean's not red, my guy.
Yeah.
But space can be.
Like,
Space
like
can.
Homer, like go get out to the beach, like
go to the beach, my friend. Yeah.
it's blue. Like,
Yeah. So that's, to answer your question. Yeah, so those are some of the inspirations. And a lot of RPGs. Just one quick thing is like Ultraviolet Gaslands. When I read their kind of rumors in that book, I was like, I just was so blown away, because I've always loved settings that gave enough room for a table to kind of make it their own, So I really
agree.
I just put rumors in there because it's like, these could be true, these could be not. It's up to you. Make your own rumors.
Yeah, the more games I play, the more I appreciate a game that does not have completely rigid lore that you have to like learn. Like, I like a skeleton that we can then flesh out.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's always one of the fun things to do in games.
Mitch and Kamala, any questions for Joe?
Well, one thing I wanted to say is, so we already discussed this somewhat, so I won't focus on it too much, but I wanted to just take a second to say the Destiny and Doom system I really liked.
Thank you.
I think it's a standout in the system here, because it really does help get across the tone and sort of nature of the system you're going for here with I mean, even the Destinies can be bad. It doesn't mean you live. It just means you accomplish something.
Yeah.
It's something that, like, the nature of a one-shot we don't get to really get into, but reading it does seem like it'd be very interesting in a longer campaign.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. That was the big thing I wanted to bring up was that, but go ahead, sorry.
The thing I wanted about Doom was I wanted horrible things to happen to the players, but I didn't want a random insanity table or a random mutation table. I wanted, like, that's why I kind of have the GM ask leading questions of the player, and I think I was like subconsciously influenced sometimes by Dread, which has you to create a character, ask questions, and and just that idea of like, where it's this like, you hear a voice, what does it sound like? And then you start small with the Doom and its burden, because it, and then at the end of the 6th milestone, you either are consumed by your burden, you become an adversary, or you're no longer a player character in one way. But I wanted that tension between Doom and Destiny, and yeah.
I was gonna say also, like, I definitely see how this game would encourage a lot of role playing, with having additional NPCs. Not all NPCs need to die. They just happen to almost die in this game.
Yeah. It's always hard for me to like. That's why I was like, can you guys be the crew? Because I don't want to have like, I've done a playtest where I've played the crew and they were passengers, and then I end up like having to summarize a conversation between the captain and like an engineer,
Right.
and be like, and so it's like much more interesting for players.
Right.
To
If you're just
play.
a passenger, you're just a passenger. Like you're along for the ride that James putting you on. Yeah.
And I've tried to make it very rules light, two stats kind of. There is some more editing I need to do. There's some more stretch goals that we're thinking about adding. One of them is suggested by the artist was an Oracle deck for like an add-on bit of play, because Zach uses Oracle decks in some of his games that he plays. That's one of the stretch goals we're toying with. So yeah.
Yeah. I will say on the note of NPCs, like one of the things about horror as a genre is that like something bad has to happen to someone.
Yeah.
And usually, often it's death. And like, if you can't just lead with that on the player characters, because then you got to go make another character. It's a whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have NPCs around, it gives something to provide that horror, that shock value, that whatever, that intensity without
My friend died.
the players. Right. Without the players having to personally then make a new character sheet.
Yeah, these are
So.
Yeah. I really tried to make like a really kind of like a mid-level kind of like arc for the character with like, 6 Destiny milestones and 6 Doom milestones, because I've gotten into games where like
Right, you've got all that long form Doom
Yeah.
Destiny stuff. Like it'd be a shame for people to just in one session.
Yeah. So I thank you again for inviting me on your show and playing a game.
Yeah, of
Let me
course.
play with y'all, because it's been I've had a really great time.
Yeah,
Oh, we did
pleasure's
too.
all ours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But speaking of, we are running a bit low on time here. So before we go, Joe, thank you again for being here. Mitch, Kamala, the floor is yours for a moment. Plug your stuff, whatever else you got going on. I'll have links for you in the description as well.
We're still just working on Petmon right now. We're hoping to do that Kickstarter probably sometime early next year. That would be the Digimon-inspired diceless game. So that's really the next big thing we have, other than the stuff we've already released. That's really the next big project for me. How about you, Mitchell?
I don't really have any big projects. All my projects are me just writing for myself. I do a lot of streaming. We cover a lot of Afro dysphoria history. We do a lot of horror games. We do a lot of tabletop role-playing coverage. And sometimes we just watch weirdos on the internet and have a good time. So if you're looking for a community, you can come check out there. I do all independent gaming on my own, in my own community. And sometimes we do movie nights. So you can find me at Raptor Blue at twitch.tv.
Yeah, so great. Make sure you're following both of them. Make sure you check out Joe's stuff. All the links for those in the description. If for some reason you enjoyed hearing me talk, then you're in the right place. This is my YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We have long-term actual plays. If you're listening to this when it comes out, we should still be playing Triangle Agency, which is a doozy, a wild game, very fun. But we also have 8 other seasons of the main show, and then a good 7 or so other episodes of these Developer Showcase spin-offs, so plenty of stuff to check out. But that's it for us today. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.